Hi, this is Her Voice Unfiltered, where the words don't ask for permission, they just arrive. I'm Michonne, poet, healer, storyteller, and this right here, this is where we feel it before we fix it. So let's put some feeling into these words. You know, some days it's poetry, and some days it's understanding. Today, we're choosing understanding. Welcome back to Her Voice Unfiltered, where we don't just speak, we feel, we learn, and we grow together. So, this week is Autism Awareness. And if I'm being honest, I realized I didn't fully understand it the way I thought I did. So today, we're learning together. We're going to start with what autism actually is. So let's talk about it. Plain and simple. No big words. No rattling off stats and medical terms. No confusion, just real conversation. Autism is a different way the brain processes the world, which means the same room you're sitting in right now might feel completely different to someone else. Not broken. Not wrong, just different. Different like hearing a refrigerator hum that nobody else notices, but it never turns off for you. It can affect how someone communicates. Some people may not use words at all, but that doesn't mean they have nothing to say. It just means their voice might look like gestures, expressions, or silence that still speaks. It can affect social interaction, understanding facial expressions, tone, or unspoken rules. Like walking into a room where everyone already knows the dance and nobody gave you the steps. And it can affect sensory experiences. Things like sounds, textures, lights, a tag in a shirt that feels like sandpaper, lights that flicker like lightning, or a crowded room that sounds like 10 radios playing all at once. And that's why it's called a spectrum, because no two people experience autism the same way. It's not a straight line. It's a whole sky full of different stars, each one shining in its own way. Some people may be nonverbal. Some may be very expressive. Some may need daily support, and others live fully independent lives. There is no one way to look autistic. Autism isn't something to fix. It's something to understand. And beyond the definitions, beyond the terms, there are people, families, children, lives behind this word. And for some families, autism looks like patience. Patience that stretches across long days, quiet moments, and nights where you're wondering if you're doing it right for others, it looks like progress. Not always the kind the world celebrates, but the kind that feels like everything. A word spoken, eye contact held, a moment of connection that didn't happen yesterday. Progress that might seem small to the outside world, but feels like a miracle to the ones living in it. Because what some people see as delay, others experience as determination. And every child on the spectrum is learning, growing, developing, just on a timeline that belongs to them. And I want to take a moment to honor the children, the ones who are growing and learning and showing us the world differently. We see you. We see your effort, even when it doesn't look like everyone else's. We see your progress, even when it comes in quiet moments. We see your brilliance, even when the world hasn't learned how to recognize it yet. And to the parents, to the parents, the ones advocating and researching and showing up every single day, celebrating things the world might overlook. But that moment mattered. The ones who turned just a step into a victory. We see you too. Your patience, your love, your consistency. It's shaping a world where your child gets to be exactly who they are without apology. Because when we take time to understand, we start to see differently. And when we see differently, we show up differently. And when you love someone with autism, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not alone, and you don't have to figure it out alone either. There are organizations, communities, resources designed to support families every step of the way. Organizations like Autism Speaks, they provide resources, advocacy, and toolkits for family. So when you're up late at night searching for answers, you're not just guessing, you have somewhere to turn. There's also the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, ASAN, an organization focused on autistic voices speaking for themselves. Because who better to explain the experience than the people living it? The National Autism Association, they offer safety resources and support for families, helping parents breathe a little easier, knowing they have tools to protect and guide their children. And the ARC supports individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, creating space where differences are not accepted, but supported. And locally, you've got early childhood intervention programs that offer support for young children and their families. So you don't have to wait and wonder. You can start getting help early, right where you are. There is help. There is community. And there is support. Understanding creates patience. Patience creates connection. And connection changes everything. So this week, let's move a little slower. Listen a little deeper. and choose understanding over assumption. Because different doesn't mean less. This is Her Voice Unfiltered. And as always, therapy complete.